I would like to welcome everyone to the April meeting of the New Paltz Zoning Board of Appeals. I entertain a motion to open the meeting. Stephen, yes. John, you second?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor by aye? Aye, it is. Okay. In attendance, we have Stephen Esposito is here, John Gatto is here, Leonard Loza is here.
Heather.
I don't, why did I say, Heather is here, John Decker is here, Joe Moriello is here, and Aaron, our secretary, is here. Okay,
What was Melissa?
what?
Patricia. Melissa or Aaron?
Using our name tag.
Sorry.
We haven't. Well, he's skied. You're living in the past.
All right, okay. All right, quorum check for the May 18th meeting?
Yes.
Yes?
Yep.
Heather?
I don't believe so. Yep.
Okay, I will be here. John?
Yes.
Steve?
Yep.
And Melissa, will you be here?
Yes.
Okay, Joe, will you be here?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a full house. Okay, so everyone is here. The March 16th meetings as presented, I saw no changes. Anyone?
No.
No? 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 Entertain a motion to accept the minutes from the March 16th meeting? Stephen, yes?
Second.
Seconded by John. All those in favor by aye? Aye, it is. Okay, those are accepted. Any comments from the public that are not in regard to the application in front of us this evening? Anyone in TV land? No. Okay. No public hearings? Come on up. You're next.
Hey. How you doing?
Good.
Do I
Grab a chair.
stand? Great.
Okay, let me just give you a brief synopsis as to how this works.
Sure.
You will present to us why you're here.
Okay.
Anyone in the TV land may be watching it also.
Okay, great.
Okay, and then you will, after you've done that with us, you will go to the Melissa, and she will give you the paperwork that you need to send notices to the neighbors all around you.
Okay.
And once you have completed that task, you'll sign an affidavit indicating you did that. Then you'll come back at the next meeting and you'll tell us exactly what you did at this meeting, because the public will have a chance to speak at that as to a yay or a nay or whatever they may want to say.
Okay.
Okay, County Road?
Yes.
Okay, your application will go to the county planning board because of your distance to the county road. They'll look at it. Okay? You're welcome to go to the planning board meeting at the county if you so desire.
Okay.
Okay? So we have an application for an area variance in front of us. Your name is Nanny?
No, Nancy is with GNS. My name is Sharif Jamal. I'm with Farmer's Choice. I'm representing the application tonight. GNS is the sign company that's applying for us for the sign.
Joe?
We have a letter?
We have a letter
We do.
for Nancy.
We do have an owner's affidavit.
I understand we have an affidavit. Are you the owner of the business?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, he is. Not the owner of the building, but the owner of the business.
Owner of the business, yes.
okay, and we have an affidavit from
The owner of the property.
the owner of the property.
To represent, or
Correct.
let Nancy represent.
Okay. So do you see a problem with this, Joe?
Not,
He's
as
the-
long as he's the owner of the business, I think he's appearing on behalf of the application
Yes,
for that business.
for that business specifically,
Yeah.
yes. We hired GNS to fill out the application and submit for us.
I understand.
Do you expect to continue in that capacity, or? You expect
I
to
would,
have-
I could have Nancy come with me next time. I've done this before for other townships and I usually represent us for
But
signage.
you're planning on making the other appearances?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
As long as I'm available, I will be at all the meetings as well, yes.
I think as long as the record shows that, we're okay.
Okay, so let the record show that the owner of the business.
Sharif Jamal.
Can you spell that, please?
Alrighty, I have SHARIFJAMAL.
Perfect.
Okay,
Thanks. Miss.
Good. Okay, rock and roll.
So we are requesting an area variance for our sign. The current regulations allow for 32 square feet. We are applying for 156 total square feet. We understand that's much larger than the rules allow, but we have a much larger building and it's a single-use tenant for a retail space. The frontage of the building is actually 50 square feet. And we're 147 linear feet from 299. So to have a 32 square foot sign that includes the title of the business, Farmer's Choice Cannabis Dispensary, you won't really be able to read it well from that distance. So we wanted to try to increase the size. Obviously, we're gonna submit with the maximum size that we would go with for the building, but we're, willing to hear everybody's thoughts. Obviously, we have to hear everybody's thoughts on it and see what your opinions are and what kind of variance we might be able to get. If you look on the application, we have some images, but this is actually what a 32 square foot sign would look like. Sorry, I don't have a ton of copies. That's just two I have for you guys to share. And this is what we were actually applying
Yeah,
for,
this is what,
which you guys have in the application. It's the 156.
and that's what.
So it's a significant difference, and that is almost a Band-Aid on a giant building.
What are the dimensions of the sign shown in that photograph?
And that one, the dimensions are right up there, yeah, in the corner.
They're actually too
I
small.
think it's
Tiny, tiny.
30 inches by 12 foot, or 152 inches.
Mhm.
If you gentlemen would like to see.
What happened to the monument sign requirement?
The monument sign is within code. We're just getting a planning board approval to move where the original location was, closer down to the sidewalk where the rail trail will connect.
So you're gonna have two signs,
There's a monument sign and then the building sign.
okay?
And then the monument sign still would be pretty far back from the road. And there's actually a set of pine trees along that property that New Paltz, the town, just inherited from the state.
Mhm.
And those pine trees completely block the monument side from that side of the road.
Will this be a one-use building?
It is a one-use building, yes.
Will it always be a one-use building?
Absolutely. There is an office space in the back on the second floor that's a separate tenant, but we are the separate tenant. That's just our office space, our corporate headquarters.
Who owns the building?
We own the building.
Who owns the land?
Farmer's Choice. Leonardo Vlamis owns the land.
The guy that owned the diner.
He didn't own he owned the diner business.
diner
Yes,
business, the land.
yes, he owned the business, but not the land. Yes,
But you own the building.
yes.
The building's big,
Oh, it's a big building.
and you don't think.
The
they're gonna
50
see-
by
you don't-
100.
You don't think they're gonna see that little sign?
I don't think they'll see the little sign. They'll see the building, but you need to know what's in the building.
Oh.
So for just a general customer or general person driving by, if they can't, if it just says Farmer's Choice, very small, I don't think they'll distinguish the cannabis dispensary part of it. We don't want to be misleading.
I'm sure when you drive by, you smell it quite good.
No, well, it's all self-contained, so there's no smell. There should be no odor, actually. Similar
drive through New
to
Paltz,
Big
there-
Gas Dispensary downtown.
When I drive through New Paltz, it's terrible. Sitting right there and people smoke it right on the street. It's gross. It's like smoking skunk.
Yeah, I mean, I can't
Whatever.
control the public where
I
and where
don't
they
think
spoke. I
that's-
mean, that's New York State's job.
New
My
York
job
State's
is.
getting a lot of money out of this.
Yeah, and the town of New Paltz will definitely
Yeah.
benefit from this.
Building's
well.
beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we take pride in that and the landscaping will be gorgeous as well to go along with it.
Well, they're just in front of us for the sign.
Yes,
Yep.
it's just for the sun.
I do have one question is,
Sure.
is the sign gonna be lit at all?
It's front lit from the ledge of the building. There'll be like a light bar that shines up towards the sign.
Okay.
When you go to the county,
Yeah,
make sure that's understandable to them. They are concerned about light exposure,
okay.
all right? And how bright do you have?
It's actually in the application as well. It shows the lighting setup on there.
Don't we have a code about downward facing lighting?
The only thing it's, I see here is, sign lighting shall not cause any reflection or glare on a public street, highway, sidewalk, or adjacent property.
I'm sorry, there it is. Should be in there, but should look like this. This is what the lighting plan looks like.
I think we have
Should
it.
be in that package for sure. That's the application we submitted. Maybe that page is missing?
What's covered?
Interesting. I'll make sure I get some copies emailed over and delivered to the town. so you
Now,
guys can
what
see
was
it.
the percentage above the permitted use that you gave to us? You gave
It
me
is
a number.
quite a large percentage. So the 32 is the allowed use and we were at, I believe,
Yes.
156, yes.
Have you run other,
We did some other models, we did some other drawings just to do some comparisons. This is what 100 square foot would look like. Which, you know,
That's in code and that's 100 and then this is 156. Right.
Okay, this is 100 square feet.
that's what 100 square foot looks like, I think.
So the larger the sign, obviously, the more light that's gonna need to be produced.
And we could, I mean, if the light is an issue, we could always change the concept of light. We could move to gooseneck lighting, which is very popular in the town, especially in that area, in that Gateway Hamlet.
did the planning, did you go to the planning board for site plan approval?
We did go to the planning board for a site plan approval, yes.
I'm just wondering if there were any issues with the planning board on lighting. Because you're not here for a variance on lighting.
No, we're just here for the variance on the sign. That's it. Yeah, no, the lighting is within code, but you know, the planning board hasn't mentioned anything. I think we come to you guys first, or they recommend us to you guys and then we go back.
Yeah, Adele recommended that they go directly to the ZBA for the building sign before they go to the planning board.
Alright. Well, then, yeah, probably wanna make sure that the amount of light that's being generated in order to light this and I don't know, I mean, all the lights we've looked at have been illuminated from inside, so I don't even know what the code.
I don't think you could have internally
no,
illuminated letters in that district.
Yeah, yeah.
As far as the code, so it would be either, it would have to be face lit in this manner or from above or
Right,
similar to this.
yeah,
The reason we did that, it would just hide the lighting element itself would be right on the roof line of the building there.
Have you had any conversations with your neighbors about this?
With the only direct neighbor that we have is the Orel Mexican Restaurant and then the Shell gas station across the street. The diner is closed down, so we didn't really have any communication with them. But no, at this point, we haven't. Actually, I know Jay who owns a gas station. We've talked about it. briefly, but not in any detail.
Well, you have to notify them and.
Yeah, when
they-
we send the notification after this
They
meeting.
might have something to say.
Yeah, yeah. But all the other lights on the property are all dark sky compliant, and they're on, you know, set to exactly what the planning board had requested us to set to.
Were the alternative sign sizes part of the application?
No, we did not submit the alternative size.
Can we
Right.
add these? in?
We could add them, yeah.
If the board's gonna review them and make any comment, they should be part of the record. That's-
Okay, yeah, I could send over additional copies of the 100 square feet versus the 156 versus the 32.
You don't have anything less than the 100 square feet.
I do have, I believe, one more. That was 77.
This is,
That's obviously everything just continues to get smaller and smaller. We would. Our goal would be to go for the, you know, the largest one. We would be very happy with the 100 square feet. And then obviously so on and so forth.
Sure.
But we'd prefer to have something that we think would be visible on a 50-foot linear building. Is rather large.
So then the board's going to have before it, in addition to what's in the application package.
well, that would be without a variance, right?
That's no variance. That's 32
one
square
that's
feet.
in
Yeah,
compliance with 32 square feet.
that's 77.
Shows 77 square feet.
That's 100.
Marked as sheet 3.2. Sheet 3.1 shows the proposed 100.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And sheet 2.1 shows the requested.
They're requesting the 156.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions? None?
Have you done any studies on where you feel that your potential clients may come from locally or outside of the community?
We think they'll be coming off of the throughway. We'll get traffic in both directions. We're hoping to really attract customers off the throughway heading towards the Catskills, heading towards the Adirondacks, and maybe become a destination. We added 4 superchargers to the location. So we have 4 Linkwell superchargers that'll be at the spot. We have 37 parking spots.
And your plan or future is to potentially advertise along the throughway to bring people in, or is this all like internet type of?
It's all mostly internet type of advertising. We do a lot of print ads ourselves, old school. We do a lot of radio marketing as well for the Farmer's Choice brand. We actually currently have a location open in Fishkill, New York.
No,
That's
good.
doing really well.
And you said you do radio marketing as well?
We do radio marketing, so we work with Woodstock Radio, PDH, K104, all the top local stations. We grew up in New Paltz, so a lot of word of mouth for the locals. We expect to do a great draw from Poughkeepsie because we have such a diverse menu versus a lot of the other dispensaries. We also like to work with a lot of the local Hudson Valley growers that are involved, a lot of the micro growers. For instance, Green Goat is in New Paltz here. We can't work with them directly in our store because we wouldn't want to compete with them right here.
Yeah.
But we do sell their product over in Fishkill, just to support somebody local as well. That's doing a, benefit to the town, we think.
Will there be any evening activities in this building?
Just sales. This is just strictly retail store.
Do you, that's a large parcel.
Yeah.
So is that all gonna be parking in that rear area or?
It was designed for specifically the parking on this half of the parcel
Yeah.
that we're leasing.
Okay,
And that'll be those 37 parking spots.
okay, in the rear of the structure.
Yeah, and it's all, we're set hopefully to pave next week.
So that entire building is yours. You're not chopping it and leasing half to someone else?
No,
No, okay,
the entire 5,000 square foot footprint will be for the retail dispensary, 2,000 square feet office space above and the backside. So it's actually a 3,000 square foot retail floor and then 2,000 square feet in the back of the house. That's where we'll have our operations team, our vault, our, you know,
And then,
admin offices. And then above that, we have another office space that's 2,000 square feet.
and just, this is just, correct me if I'm wrong, there's that location, that clear cut location, that there's gonna be a large portion that isn't parking lot. It's just gonna remain cut.
Oh, that's just
That's
a
sidewalk.
totally, yeah, that's a totally different
Got it.
property. Well, it's not different property, it's the same property, but
It's
that,
different from what.
we're not
you're-
leasing that right now.
Got it.
I
Thanks.
see.
There's some intention to propose some projects for that property, but it would be
Sure.
completely different use.
Understand.
So there should be a site plan approval and maps and everything before.
Oh, yeah, that was all done with the planning board.
Before you could have gotten the building permit.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right, okay.
that's all done.
So if you wanted to see what the whole plan looks like.
Yeah,
Planning board record.
That is actually it there. That is the whole plan, but we could have some more details.
it just shows elevations. It's fine. It was just another sidebar question. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, but we could get, again, the additional plans over to you.
I'm able to
Interested.
start it. I appreciate,
Okay.
that also.
okay. Anybody have any other questions? John? No? Heather? John?
I'm okay.
Joe?
No,
Okay, we'll see you next month.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Do you guys want to keep these copies for now, or should I bring?
I have
additional?
what I need. Anyone need anything else?
I'll keep
Yeah, we
copies.
can-
Okay,
Just put them between us. Thanks.
I'll get some more and I'll drop them off at the town as well.
Okay,
I'll leave them with you.
When do you, how many just ones you have?
Yes, I'll email them to you.
You have all of them. then.
Yeah.
This is the one that's in the, I'll keep that one. and then you can-
Okay,
So,
thank you guys very much. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Don, what about public hearing?
whoop. You're right, thank you. Okay,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Entertain a motion for a public hearing.
So Ulster County Planning Board comes back with their recommendation.
Okay,
Would there be a way to have the public hearing at the same time, even waiting for the planning board or the Ulster County Planning Board? Because we are actually set to open, so we're gonna end up opening without a permanent sign.
Let me see here.
And this actually was delayed. It was supposed to be submitted
Okay,
like a couple of
so-
months ago.
I would be able to submit everything for the May sixth planning board meeting. But they have 30 days to respond.
Is the public hearing contingent upon what the Ulster County Planning Board comes back with, what their recommendation is?
the hearing is not,
Yeah,
but
of the
a,
hearing.
but a
But a
determination by the
decision,
board would be, it would have to give the county planning board time enough to respond
okay.
and get their comments before it makes a final determination.
we would not make our decision without the notice from the county planning. board.
Yeah,
We could have the next meeting for the ZBA would be the 18th of May.
So that'd be pretty fast turnaround time. for them here.
So, I mean, we could have the public hearing, but we wouldn't be able to make a decision unless they send me whatever they decide before.
Prior to,
okay. That sounds fair to me. I mean, if that's okay with you guys.
well, that will work if in fact the county responds prior to the meeting.
Okay,
Okay,
Okay, so you wanna do like a,
yes,
So then the hearing date before the applicant goes will be May what?
Yeah.
18.
And the county planning board meeting will be,
it'd be May 6th.
Okay.
Is there turnaround time typically going to fit in?
I mean, I could contact them and see if they could get something before the 30 days. It's just if they don't respond within 30 days, it means that you would
Right.
have the ability to make the decision without their input. They would
Okay. Typically, what is the turnaround time from them? Any recollection?
Sent a couple things to the planning board, so I don't really have a consistent
Okay,
response.
so we will need to,
So I mean, I could call them and ask them, you know, a week after they have their meeting and see if they've made any decisions.
and you could explain that situation there.
Mhm.
Okay, that'll work. Okay, so I entertain a motion for the GNS group. Public hearing to be set for
May 18th.
May 18th, 2026.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Steve, seconded. All those in favor by aye? Aye, it is. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys.
Now we'll see you next.
Yeah, sounds great. Have a great night.
Okay, bye-bye now. Thank you, John.
Okay.
Any other business? Joe?
Yeah, it's not on the agenda for tonight, but I think the board should maybe make a determination regarding the pending application by road saving.
Well, I sent I sent a question with regard to that. They withdrew from us because they're going back to the planning board. Is that the process that's happening?
That was my understanding from that email that they sent. We discussed that procedure at the last meeting, at the March meeting. And then they said they wanted to proceed with that as opposed to continue the appeal.
Okay,
So, yeah, but I think that the board should formalize the withdrawal somewhere on the record.
okay, so
And I did prepare a proposed resolution.
oh, sure.
That incorporates the email and the, meeting minutes.
Thank you.
We'll take one and pass it.
I uploaded it, so I didn't let everybody know.
Okay,
So the resolution is drafted, basically says that pursuant to email communication received April 15, 2026, from the appellant, the appeal of Rose Paving LLC on behalf of New Paltz Properties Kemp and Associates from the November 2025 letter determination of planning director Lyle Nolan is withdrawn at the election of the appellant, who will pursue amendment before the planning board of the appellant's site plan consistent with the minutes of the meeting of the zoning board of appeals held on March 16, 2026.
okay. Okay, I would like to,
That's what's proposed. We would need someone to move it. The board, of course, can amend it if it likes.
would you like to move it, John?
I'll make that motion.
Steven seconded it. All those in favor by aye? Aye, it is. Then now they still could come back to us if in fact they can't resolve the issue to satisfaction of the planning board.
Correct. Once they've been there, if it turns out that they need some form of relief, they could come here for a variance. application.
Yes. Okay,
Not with.
But that won't be
appeal-
different,
Not
right?
with an appeal from the building inspector's determination.
okay,
That time will have expired. But at least procedurally, they go to the planning board. If they don't get released there, they can make an application for a variance.
I'm wondering, why do you think that they didn't want to stay with us and they preferred to go back to the planning board?
Well, I can't read their minds, but if you remember that discussion, I guess it was me who pointed out,
Yeah,
it's an appeal from the building inspector's determination. And it our statute is pretty clear as to why he made that determination.
Yes,
They could have gone through that appellate process, maybe been successful, perhaps not. If they weren't successful, then they'd have to start their application to go back to the planning board as the alternative, and I think they decided,
yes.
You know, they're,
let's go there now.
Yeah.
they're taking our advice.
Yeah, I think when you explained the situation, it was clear that he hadn't realized that going back to the planning board was an option.
Yeah.
Was it,
I
would you,
don't
would you think it would be the option or the simpler way to go?
I think it's I think they did the right thing.
It's the right.
I agree.
Because their plans did not have what they thought it had in there, and so now they have to go back to the planning board with the correct plans.
And the planning, Mr. Nolan's letter quoted the applicable section, but maybe they just didn't tumble to that procedural issue
Mhm.
until they hear,
And then they realized,
and then they realized,
yeah,
you know, they had a kind of a tough road to hoe on the appeal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other business? No? No? Okay, entertain a motion to close.
Yes, that's under the table.
All right, John Decker said yes. Heather will second it. All those in favor by aye? Aye it is. Okay, thank you.